In case you missed it this week on It's a Wonderful Podcast, on Monday we had a brand new episode of Diving into Doctor Who, where we talked Season 1, Episode 5, World War III, which was a continuation of Episode 4, Aliens of London. We get into the design of the aliens, their ultimate plan, the shift in the character dynamics, and how the conclusion of this story plays out. We also talked to the very seminal and popular episode, Episode 6, Dalek. We talked about the reframing of a previously seemingly silly character into this very sinister, powerful villain, Eccleston's incredible performance in this episode, and the interesting themes of morality and perspective. This was such a great episode to delve into. So do please check out this episode of Janine Hasn't Seen TV, Diving into Doctor Who, talking episodes 5 and 6. And of course, you can find new episodes of Janine/Morgan Hasn't Seen TV every Monday on the It's a Wonderful Podcast YouTube channel and on the It's a Wonderful podcast feed. Then on Wednesday's episode of Morgan Hasn't Seen, we continued our The Living Dead series with World War Z. We got into the film's scope, science, set pieces, and so much more. So do please go check out this week's episode talking World War Z and find new episodes of Morgan Hasn't Seen every Wednesday on the It's a Wonderful Podcast feed. And then on Friday's episode of our Classic Films podcast, It's a Wonderful Podcast, we continued our Two Heads Are Better Than One series with The Man with Two Heads from 1972. We get into where this low-budget film fails and where it succeeds, how it serves as a take on the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde story, and more. So do please check out our episode of It's a Wonderful Podcast talking The Man with Two Heads, and find new episodes of It's a Wonderful Podcast every Friday on the It's a Wonderful Podcast feed. Coming up next week, on Monday, we have a brand new episode of Morgan Hasn't Seen TV, Discovering Dawson's Creek, as we get into Episode 5, A Family Way, and Episode 6, Great Expectations. Then on Wednesday's episode of Morgan Hasn't Seen, we'll be continuing the Living Dead series with Planet Terror. Then on Friday's episode of our Classic Films podcast, It's a Wonderful Podcast, we'll be continuing talking Two Heads Are Better Than One with 1959's The Manster. And of course, always keep an eye out for our weekly podcast questions. You can find them on pretty much all my socials. And I hope you'll check out everything we had going on this week, and we'll see you next week for more.